All right, you're listening to Tyler and Luke, and on the line, live from Kentucky, Billy Crank. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Not much. So, of course, you are an actor that's best known as, I guess, Ernest Jr., I guess would call him. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, I started out doing the new Ernest auditions on YouTube because of the Ernest creator John Cherry called me, and they were looking for a new Ernest. So I dove into that and later found out that there was a Son of Ernest script that John had mentioned. So I'm not officially called Son of Ernest, but at the moment I can honestly say I am the people's choice to play Son of Ernest if there ever is a new movie that is to come out soon. So, yes.
Nice. So, not only do you have John Cherry backing you, but you've also got Jim Varney's family backing you, right?
Yeah, I definitely have Jim Varney's family backing me. His niece and nephew, Andrea Lloyd, and Justin Lloyd, who is author of the new book, The Importance of Ernest, Things Vern Don't Know. And as far as John goes, he started out wanting me to do the auditions, and him and Mr. Coke Sam's had a talk, and I believe Mr. Coke Sam's wants to use somebody else, maybe somebody more known than I am. But I am Mr. John Cherry's first pick to play this character, whatever's going on between them two. Me and John are still friends and occasionally talk. But I can't really talk about too much about all that, but I am John Cherry's first pick on that character. So
Nice. So, you're a Kentucky boy. So was Jim. Did you two ever cross paths while he was alive?
no, I sure didn't. I was told by his niece that if he was still alive, he would have definitely took me under his wing, and we would have did so much together. But I'm fortunate enough to know his family really well, and I am considered an honorary member of the family. I love them. They're great people.
Nice. So, do you think because when I watch you perform, you are pretty much, if, Jim had, or as Ernest had offspring, you would definitely be, Ernest Jr. So, let's say if Toy Story did, a Toy Story 4, do you think you would be, in the running for Slinky, which was the voice that Jim did in Toy Story?
I would definitely try it, but nobody can take Jim's place on everything he did. Nobody could take his place. If I was offered that, that voiceover, I would definitely do it. But as far as what I can tell you is how I feel about things. Everything that he's done, I don't want to replace him, and I don't want to try to really recreate things that he did, even though that I have, and I do that for people that want me to try it. I just feel that I do have his essence when it comes to doing characters that he did, and when I do things, people do see me or see Jim in me and the things that I do, but I'm trying to build off of that and make a new character, if that makes sense. It's the same character. I'm doing the same things Jim did, but I have my own twist to it.
Yeah.
But he's a big inspiration on everything that I do.
Oh, absolutely.
And me being from the same area, that's weird in itself. I live 30 minutes from where he went to school, and I've lived in Kentucky all my life. And me growing up seeing all his movies, that whole time, I had no idea that he lived in this same state. So, and I've met a lot of the same people that he's met through his life when he was alive. Daily, when I go to different places, I have people coming up to me telling me their, the times that they've met Jim and different stories of his life and stuff. So I can definitely connect with Jim on a lot of different levels, and I know a lot of inside things about his life, and so that's helped a lot. I'm trying to go forward with my career, and I've got my hands in a lot of pots, and trying to build on anything that I could possibly build on, any kind of filming work, comic books, paranormal, TV commercials, radio interviews, you name it. I'm out there. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing as much as possible, and he's always in the back of my mind. Like I said, he's a big influence. Trying to get into a lot of serious roles here lately, just so I can expand.
Oh, cool. Question from the lad from LA Luke Alexander Dufresne. How did John Cherry discover you?
It was on YouTube. I was in an outdoor drama in 1999, and it ended up closing down. And there really isn't any theater and stuff around where I live at. And the theater that I was in was called The Legend of Daniel Boone, and I was an Indian, and everybody in the theater with me was from different states and went to college for acting. I never went to college for acting. I was the only local boy in this theater. So everything I learned from them, and they ended up closing it down. And that was my people. At that point in time, I was like, oh, I found my people. This is what I'm destined to do. I want to do this, and I want to continue. How else can I get out there in the world without leaving the state? Of course, at the time, I couldn't. I didn't have the resources or the funding to leave the state, so I got on YouTube, and I started doing things. I was doing little goofy videos, and I had a lot of people message me wanting me to do an Ernest P. Worrell impression, and I never would do it because I have so much respect for him and his work and things that he's did in his life, that the way I think about it is nobody can ever replace him. He's irreplaceable. So it scared me to even think about trying to do an impression of that man. One of the people I had been talking to sent me a link to the new Ernest, and I was like, the new Ernest? I watched a little video, and you can look it up on YouTube now, the search for the new Ernest. I think it's still on there. But it basically is saying, do you want to be the new Ernest? Can you be the new Ernest? Send in your videos to blah, blah, blah. And I seen that video, and I didn't do it. I still didn't do it. I was like, oh, that's funny. Let's see how many people, let's see how many videos pops up, people impersonating Jim, And a month or two went by. Then one of John Cherry's assistants actually contacted me on YouTube and gave me a phone number to call, and then they said that John wanted to talk to me, and that was unbelievable, and I was like, sure, okay. Gave him my number, and then that next day, John Cherry, the man himself, the legend, the guy I absolutely adore, calls me, and I'm sitting here talking to him on the phone, and I was still in disbelief about it, and he was explaining to me, put as much, do it for me, you can do this. Put as many Ernest impressions and videos as you can on the internet. Put them everywhere. And I'm like, I just can't get the courage to do it. And he lit that fire under me. So if anybody's to blame, we're going to blame John Cherry for this.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. Oh, and YouTube, of course.
He lit fire under me and gave me the confidence that I never had in my whole life, even acting, like the outdoor drama stuff. he gave me the courage to put videos up online.
Okay, so sort of
And
John Cherry and YouTube sort of somehow saved your acting career somehow, or kept it going.
no, he sparked it, man. Like,
Oh wow.
I had a little bit of a following in the beginning anyway, but I guess that's how he kind of found me.
Okay.
But he called me and was giving me all this courage and advice, and then I still didn't do it, and then I eventually got another phone call from him, and then I was like, okay, John, I'm going to do this. And then I got a camera guy, and then we did it. And you can look at that up, my very first auditions, and there's an ink pen scene. I recreated that one, and it's kind of cross between Ernest and Mr. Bean. And, I kind of put my own spin on it. And there was the one where I did the ladder, and then I get shocked by the air unit, and that was it. And I sent it to John, and John, I talked to his secretary, and she was telling me, he absolutely loves this. He loves you, man. He wants to work with you and do stuff. And, then I went to Nashville. I got invited to a meeting to meet him and Coke Sam's and the secretary. We had a little dinner, talked about it a little while, and not too much information was given to me. And I kind of, we went our separate ways. We took a picture, and that was that. I don't think Coke Sam's was impressed, my opinion. So, John, I know for a fact John liked everything I was doing, and I appreciate him very much to this day. So it was I'm kind of trapped in limbo there for a little while, because John was like, put all this stuff on the internet, and then now take it down. Put it on the internet, take it down. That kind of thing. And then later, I found out that there was a Son of Ernest script. And then it started popping up everywhere on Google. And then all my fans ended up relating me to the Son of Ernest. And then that led people into calling me Son of Ernest. So, it kind of snowballed from there, because, I am from Kentucky. I have the voice. I have the look, and it fit together. And then a fun fact on the YouTube part, I had been talking to this Ernest fan for a long time, and it turns out that I had been talking to Jim Varney's nephew the whole 3 years.
Wow.
That
didn't
is
even
pretty
know
top.
it.
It's quite a remarkable coincidence, that is.
Yeah, it was wild. But he knew who he was talking to. I didn't know who I was talking to. But that was Justin Lloyd, the author of Importance of Being Earnest. But they're great people. I love them, and a lot of weird things have happened with the connection between me and Jim Varney, and I respect every bit of it. So have I talked your head off enough yet?
Oh, not yet. But one of the big YouTube videos that you've got is, of course, the Ernie and Ace's Wild Ventura. Talk a bit about that and how that all came about and the process of making it. Because didn't you shoot that quite quickly? It's like an hour long, and didn't you shoot it in just like 5 days or something?
Okay, yeah. It is a low-budget fan film. The 3 people who auditioned to be Ernest, the only 3 people who put their audition tapes in, did this movie. Jim Beckholt, which he plays a really good Ace Ventura, and Ed McKelvey, which is the director and producer of the movie, he did a really good Ernest and put on the internet. And I reached out to both of them and told them how good a job they did, and I was so happy that there was other people like me that had put their video online. And we all 3 of us became really good friends. And the next year, we had a script, and so we got together and put this movie together here in Kentucky, and some of it was filmed in Pennsylvania and Ohio, I think, something like that. And then, it took a period, like probably 2 years, but it took 2.5 weeks of filming solid, but over a period of 2 years, almost 2 years, to finish it.
Oh,
And
nice.
we did that out for the fans of Ernest and the fans of slapstick comedy. We did this video because we all had so many people messaging us, wanting us to work together and do things, and so we threw it together, and it works. And it's a very nice, family-friendly, Ernest type film that it kind of takes you back when you watch it. You know, if you're an Ernest fan or a slapstick comedy fan, it definitely takes you back, and you can appreciate it. It was done on a $200 budget. Amazing.
So I hear that you have a story about the hat that you use. The hat that you wear has a little story connected to Jim.
Oh yeah. The hat. I don't remember which film that it was used in, but the hat. When I went to visit Mr. Cherry, the hat was on one of the trolls that was in Ernest Scared Stupid. As I was leaving, he's like, "Let's get a picture." We got a picture, and I was so sad to leave because I wanted to talk a whole lot more. But he said, "Hang on a minute," and he grabbed the hat and put it on the back of my head. And I was in shock at that point in time, like, wow, he's really putting this hat on my head. And he smacks me on the back of the head. And when he does that, I poke my teeth out like Ernest, you know, and I just look at him and he laughs. And, you know, he sends me on out the door, and he's like, you know, there you go. So, you know, as soon as he smacked me on the back of the head real hard, I poked my teeth out on purpose, and I did the Ernest face, and it was just magic, man. And from that point on, when I had that hat, I felt like something special. So, like I said, we can blame John for Billy Crank, because he definitely lit fire underneath of me to get me where I am today.
That's cool stuff. You also starred in a William Shakespeare Midsummer Night's Dream, didn't you? As James Harold Amphitheater.
Yeah, James Harold Amphitheater. Yeah, it was a second season show. I was Starveling and Mustard Seed.
Oh, cool. And did you ever have to do different accents in it? Because I think it's based on British, isn't it?
Well, I had total creative control, and everybody else in it had control over whatever voice they wanted to use. And we did a Hawaiian theme to it. So the whole Midnight Summer's Dream was Hawaiian, and at that point in time, I had no idea how to do any Shakespearean acting at all.
Oh, okay. Ever tried different accents at all?
I think I can do Irish, maybe.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Irish or British. Yeah.
Hey, there's nothing like a wet snoot in the morning.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, Irish or Scottish, man. I like that, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, I definitely want to see the Son of Ernest movie going ahead, and I'm sure so many people do. So what can we as the fans do to try to get the movie happening and get Coke to convince him that you are right for the part?
What we can do? I really wish I could have some one-on-one time with Coke. I mean, I believe if me and him can get together and have a beer, talk, and really let him get in, see my personality, because that first meeting we had, I was in shock. I don't really think they understood. John knew, and then of course later I met with him a few other times, but I don't believe they really understood how much of in shock I was in, and I wasn't acting like myself. I was real quiet, and I was listening to everything they had to say, and I believe they was wanting me to talk more, and I didn't. But what we could do to get, let's see, it would be Ruckus Film to grab their attention. It would be just a demand. just to show them that, hey, we'll pay to watch this guy, or even if it's not me, we'll pay to watch this movie. You know, we want to see things happen, but at least give Billy Crank a shot. You know, I've worked pretty hard to just keep it alive. You know, and you know, just get on my fan page on Facebook, get on my YouTube, share your favorite videos that I do, earnest or not earnest, whatever. You know, just support me, and that's about all we can do, brother. You know, they're going to do what they want to do, and if they want to use somebody that's better known than me, then more power to them. At least the movie will get made, you know. But I would really love a shot at this movie. I put my heart into it. You know, the fans that I have support me, and I don't want to let them down. I want something to be done. You know, I'm just really, really wanting to do it for the people.
If you can't play the role of Ernest, which, you know, I'm sure everyone wants, but if you can't, who do you think is best suited other than you?
Ooh, I wouldn't want anybody playing Ernest.
Tom Hanks? When he played Forrest Gump?
Who?
Tom Hanks? I mean, wait, did I say Tom Hanks? No, I meant to say...
You did say Tom Hanks.
No, I didn't mean that. I meant to say... oh, goddamn, I forgot his name. The guy that played Forrest Gump. And he also
that is Tom Hanks.
It is Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
yes,
that is Tom Hanks.
I knew it was a Hanks. I just didn't know it was Tom Hanks or Jimmy Hanks or something. I don't know why.
They had a little showing for Ernest Scared Stupid down in Tennessee not too long ago, and I almost showed up, and I wish I would have, because at the beginning of before they showed the movie, they let people stand on stage and do their best Ernest impression. If I would have showed up in my outfit and my hat and let me have that microphone, everybody in that whole theater would have went off. But Coke Sam's had mentioned while he was up on stage that they were thinking of using somebody off of the Big Bang Theory.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
So I believe that's who Mr. Sam's has his eye on. One of the guys off the Big Bang Theory. I'm not positive who, but you know, I mean, if he does, whatever. I'm still Billy Crank, and you can't take my face away, and you can't take my voice away. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing.
I'm 95% this character, Vern.
Unless
know what I mean?
unless you volunteer after you you pass away for facial to volunteer to donate your face to someone else. Apart from that, no.
Right.
So I saw in an interview that you said that Vern has passed away. How did Vern pass away? Because we never got to see Vern, so now we'll never get to see Vern.
Well, you know, that would be a mystery in the new movie. What, you know, if it is Vern, if Vern's still alive, maybe Vern adopted me or had to take parental control over me or something at some point in time. That's interesting. Who knows? Maybe I'm dating or married or dating Vern's daughter.
Maybe. Oh. All right. Well, thanks for your time, Billy, and we really appreciate it. And hopefully, you get to come to New Zealand sometime, because I hear you're going to go to Australia at some time soon. When you do, make sure you come to New Zealand as well. It's not that big of a flight.
Yeah, it's 3 hours away, buddy.
Yeah.
Yep. So if I do that, we'll do a Billy Crank goes to Australia type thing, and then we'll bring that sucker straight up to New Zealand.
Fantastic. Awesome. Cool. Cheers.
All right. You guys have a good one.
You too. Cool.
All right.
Cheers. Bye.
Tylor and Luke.
Woohoo!